Let's crack Conway's security here. I'm Seth on duty. With our final Ripper worm that Feng gave us. This final layer controls surveillance. With this down, Feng should be able to control the facility's cameras. The Ripper worm chews through camera control. The moment it does, a thread shoots from the facility. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it. The final layer of security broken. Somewhere, buried in the depths of the station, Feng is in control. He is slicing into camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, two figures in a room, one sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Hardin. The unmistakable superior posture, the shock of gray hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They are vague, unformed, a problem with this day perhaps? You look closer. Then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection, someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Hardin is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven, as if its body was being refracted through water. But things must change, Hardin. We need further assurances. I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You have been careless. Hardin waves the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Hardin. A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of AE1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position. Hardin approaches the proxy. There will be no contest. Not from Solheim. You cannot muster a defense. Not from Havenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. And the people of this station? Refugees, gangs, spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Havenage is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erland's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakening by his ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, it cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles, Hardin stands. You will move forward with the reclamation, because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? one moment comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined gold end. The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim A1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Tavenage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. The proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process, after losses have been accounted for. Hardin nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There's a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed, and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else on this station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment, they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of citizenship can be used against them. That is what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer, not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift into the service stock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place the polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system Feng prepared. And then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads, heading into the black, to every networked device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Sweet. So now we just have to talk to Feng? Feng? Where are you? He's gone. Okay, we need to make some energy. We need to wait for Feng. I'm sure everything is going to be okay. I am going to collect more caps. Yeah, Chiroli caps. I need to do some work, make some money. I can make more money here. We're not stealing. We're not that kind of people. We can also barter for food. Here we go. Yeah. +2 energy. Let's do some work here. Neutral outcome 11. Nice, nice. Let's give her. Should I roll it? Plus 2 fruiting bodies. Okay, so we're only 3 away now. It's pretty nice. I can sunbathe. Or I'll just make some energy working for them. Woohoo. More and more energy is good. But we need more cryo. Is the... No. The trader are gone. Well, let's do this job. Okay, that one's done. We have more cryo. I'm predicting we have about 7 or 8 more cycles before we need to actually use the stabilizer that we have. But for now, let's go have a sleep. Okay, we're flickering. We have 4 dice rolls. 4, 6, 4, 5. Hey, Feng. What's going on, buddy? Where did he go? Oh, I guess we are... We are just going to have to keep going. One more day for the aviary. Then we'll have more mushrooms. More. Wonder what else is here. Okay, I'm willing to do the energy one, I think. Let's scale the smoke. There we go. We actually got energy from thrill seeking. You find your way as a service elevator that doubles as a bar, patrons sipping drinks as the whole room crawls up the spoke. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Wait, is there no actual bar? Here it is, the Ascender car. Take the Ascender car to the Eye's central hub. Oh, cool. We could do that. Let's give it a shot. Whoa. We're at like the Eye of the Eye. Erlin's Eye. Descender car. Here's the hub. Whoa. Okay, what do we got going on here? Spacers socializing. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate systems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. We could get Weightless Wanderer. Up here, there's no gravity, so even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. So to access the manifests, the stacked bays house a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifests will help you get your head around this place. Okay, let's do that one for a little 4. How about that? Woohoo. Weightless Wanderer. +5 cryo. I don't think it actually took energy from us. There's all these key nodes here in the cloud. I guess there is no up or down up in here. What's this called? Gimbal Lounge, the spacer bar. So we can buy a meal here. The gimbal sells itself on its spinning sphere, which claims to produce therapeutic gravitational effects. It doesn't, but they sell food. Cool. I would eat there. Would you eat there? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's do another energy. It is overwhelming, but you start to piece together a picture of which bays serve which purposes, from repairs to refueling. Did we discover anything? Not yet. Let's do one more. Yeah, one more. Boom. You start to draw connections from manifest to manifest, noting the patterns and flows. There's something beautiful in the chaos. Oh, Bliss, the ship mechanic. No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shitheels you sold them. You hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass, and moments later someone who you assume is Moritz drifts out with it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether. Hey, you out there. The same voice echoes out of the entrance. Looking for work? I'll say, yes? I just need a hand. Get in here. The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She is floating in the microgravity of the docking bay, beside a half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? She doesn't wait for an answer. Scratch that. Just help me with the casing. Help her. Alright then. She definitely moves around the unit, making space for you beside the central seam in the dented case. Just take a grip here and lift out and up, and then I can get in and unbolt it. She whacks the unit with the wrench. The whole thing is twisted to shit. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing from the force. She puts her hands under, spinning the wrench to slip out the bolts, catching them in her other hand when the spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing the ornate piping of the unit's interior. She whistles at the mess of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. She pats you on the shoulder, offering little in the way of an explanation. Is this your bay? It is for now, yeah. Whether I like it or not. She looks at you like that should mean something. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but the good ones get snacked up pretty quick by the bigger bays. So here I am trying to get this M2 unit running, again for one of the freelance tugs. Small time stuff. Hold this. She rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. We turn stuff around fast and neat, and maybe we can get a chance at landing something bigger. Something starts hissing in the unit, and Bliss quietens it with a precise whack. But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. She looks up at you. I am almost out of luck. Offer to help. I appreciate it. Let me finish before you jump, though. She keeps working, twisting aside pipes with care. There we are. Bliss pulls her hand from deep inside the unit, and out it comes, clutching a lumpen cube, scorched black. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out the side. You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the next wound. Its edges fringed with more scorch marks. Grab me a replacement converter from the rack, will you? Head to the rack. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks, where a catalog of parts sit secured in clamps. Colored tape and scrawled notes flutter across the wall. A complex organizational system of Bliss's own design. Or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part. Well, what did she say? She went a replacement converter. M2 or an F4? Ooh, can we go back in the conversation to look for... Well, it says an M2 unit, right? M2 unit, yeah. M2 converter. You grab the part and push back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand. Perfect, you passed. She straightens up from the unit. That is if you want to work here. Bliss rubs her hands clean, looking down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. You seem like you might at least be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. I'd be happy to. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place, emptied the accounts. To bid for jobs we need to put down deposits, bring in parts, pay tug fees for that. She looks nervous, embarrassed. We need chits. You want me to pay to work? Or an investment? Yeah, an investment? Exactly. Partners, straight split. Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off into the distance. I guess I look pretty stupid. Here I am asking any random passerby to be my business partner. No offense. She manages a smile. It is pretty weird. She gives you a sideways look. Don't tease me. Bliss goes back to working on the unit. Look, it's no pressure. You find the money, or you find someone who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. She gestures for you to help her refit the casing, and you both slot it back into place. I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. But if you are into it, come back and we can bid on a new contract. Something to get our teeth into, something that pays. She gives you a serious look. You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly. You kick away from the bay, propelling yourself back to the handholds at the entrance. You slip out with a wave, and as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down the passageway. Moritz, I swear to God, if those filters aren't clean, you smile. Seems like this could be interesting. We did have a new drive from this. Very cool. Help Bliss compete. So Bliss needs investment and hard work to turn her repair bay around. Could you be her business partner? So we can invest in her bay. 100 cryo. A scam or an opportunity? Bliss seems solid enough, and this might be your best chance to get in on the hub's repair trade. Pretty cool. I like being here at the hub. Let's go back to the outer rim. Oop. And then we can go to sleep. One more cycle. I'm always saying that. Just one more cycle. Oh, we have to wait for Fang for one more cycle anyway. Havenage in crisis. The building is chaotic. Most of it is in total lockdown. No one will give you a straight answer about Feng or Hardin. Okay, let us go to sleep then. One more night. There we go. Back in our little container. So 2, 2, 3, 6. Okay. We should be able to talk to Feng now. Feng, my brother. Feng grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meetings after endless meeting. Havenage have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Fang is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have a chance to greet him. That was the sickest operation this station has seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And, he smiles, I got to watch through the cameras as the Havenage security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Fang smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Hardin with their pistol. It was beautiful. Do they have him? He's being held, yeah. He looks around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway, get them to back off. Maybe they'll exile him when they are done, or hand him over to some core authority. Fang shrugs. Now I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focused on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. Is it true? Fang looks at you directly. Not if we don't want it to be. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old and it was never meant to be run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Havenage installed, they keep it from spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you are asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no, he smiles. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hardin's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Fang squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I am concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, Fang raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down for a lecture, but my tracker, I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the times since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNR where you are. It transmits the data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it'll edit that data to tell SNR your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? I guess that's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand. Then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it is done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Feng, a little nervous. I feel free. Feng smiles widely. Well, you are free, sleeper. He claps you on the shoulder. Feng lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Feng wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs and you join him, and later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can, or even should, last forever, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it is one that you know, deeply and truly, is worth protecting. Ooh, another drive completed. We're at 2 points now. If I get one more. Let's see. Hard to kill. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. That could be good. Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. Ooh, decisions. But we'll work on those decisions next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Seth on duty, signing off.